All right, in this video, we're going to be talking about data for fourth grade. There are two TEKs that we're going to be talking about, and the first TEK is 4.9a, which is a readiness standard, and 4.9b, which is a supporting standard. And in fourth grade, students basically have to do two things. They have to be able to represent data with a frequency table, dot plot, or stem and leaf plot, and there could be either whole numbers or fractions being represented, and they have to solve 1- and 2-step problems using data in whole number, decimal, and fraction form in a frequency table, dot plot, or stem and leaf plot. Okay. As you can see from the prior knowledge, students have been working on collecting, sorting, and organizing data since kindergarten. They have also been working on drawing conclusions, generating questions, answering questions, and writing questions based on data in tables. All right. Third grade worked with a frequency table, dot plot, pictograph, or bar graph. So the frequency table and the dot plot in fourth grade are a review of third grade. The two that are new, the only one that is really new to fourth grade is the stem and leaf plot. Okay? All right, so what that means for you guys is make sure you're not doing a whole lot of practice with bar graphs, because students in fourth grade will not be tested on bar graphs. Okay, it'll be either be frequency tables, dot plots, or stem and leaf plots. Okay, all right, so let's take a look at a few problems just to kind of get an understanding of the strategies we can use with data. I want to start with a frequency table. A frequency table can look just like this, or we can take out this tally line in the middle and it could just look like this, or of course it can look like what you see here. So this problem says the frequency table shows the favorite school lunches of some students. The table is missing the information for the number of students who chose a hamburger. The number of students who chose a hamburger is half the number of students who chose pizza. How many students chose a hamburger or chicken as their favorite school lunch? All right, so first of all, before I can even go on to the question, before I can even think about what it's asking me, I have to complete this, the frequency table. And so I can tell here that pizza is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 32, which they have. And chicken is 5, 10, 13, like they have. And it told me here that the number of students who chose hamburger is half the number of students who chose pizza. So what is half of 32? Okay, so that is the first thing we have to figure out. And so as fourth graders, we can divide this, half of 32, and I can do it any way that I want to. That's 10, which gives me 20, which I know that is 6, so that's 12. So it's 16. So half of 32 is 16, and I can go through and write I can go ahead and do that. Okay, and some students, instead of doing the division, just could have said, well, there's this one, we'll get rid of this one, and then we'll get rid of one of these, and that's what we're left with on hamburger. Then it asks how many students chose a hamburger or chicken as their favorite school lunch, so I'd have to add those up. Okay, so that one was all about reading a frequency table, okay, and understanding what the problem is asking them. So let's move on to a dot plot. because the dot plot should be reviewed for students as well, except for when the data is in fractions, which is exactly what this one is showing. A candy store sells fudge by the pound. The dot plot shows the number of customers who bought different numbers of pounds of fudge on Saturday. So before I even want to go to the question or any of that mess down here, I just want to understand the data in the dot plot. So there's no key, which means to me that one dot represents 1, right? So for 0, I have 0 customers who bought pounds. Let's see, the dot plot shows number who bought different numbers of pounds. So I have 0 customers who bought 0 pounds. Well, thank goodness. I have 1 customer who bought half a pound. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 customers who bought a pound. I have 2 customers who bought a pound and a half. I have 3 customers who bought 2 pounds. I have no customers that bought 2.5 pounds. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 customers who bought 3 pounds, 2 customers who bought 3.5 pounds, 3 customers who bought 4 pounds, 0 customers who bought 4.5 pounds, and 1 customer who bought 5 pounds. Okay, I want to label this first before I do anything down here. Okay. So now if you ask me any type of question, how many customers bought 3 pounds? 4. How many customers bought a pound? 4. How many customers bought 4.5 pounds? 0. I can answer you, okay? Now I can look and it says which frequency table represents the same data shown on the dot plot, okay? So I can look. Starts with half a pound, okay? So let's look at half a pound. I should have 1 tally. That's correct. 1 pound, I should have 4 tallies. That's correct. And I can do this, okay, 1.5 pounds, I should have 2 tallies. 2 pounds, I should have 3 tallies. 2.5 pounds, 0 tallies. 3 pounds, 4 tallies. 3.5 pounds, 2 tallies. 4.5 pounds, 4 pounds, 3 tallies, 4.5 pounds, 0 tallies, and 5 pounds, 1 tally. The only thing this table doesn't show is the 0, but at this point it's okay, let's continue on, but everything else underneath the weights is correct. So let's look. This table starts off at 1 pound and not half a pound because it says weight 1. But then look, it goes to 4 pounds, which is 3. So it looks like they took the number of dots and just put it the same number on the number of tallies. So that one, that's just messed up, right? Doesn't match. All right, so this one also starts with half a pound. Half a pound was 1 dot. A pound was 4 dots. 1.5 pounds is 2 dots. 2 pounds is 3 dots. 2.5 pounds is 0, and it has 1 here, so that's incorrect. This one also starts with a half, so half is 1. 1 is 4, and that looks good. 1.5 pounds, 2 customers. 2 pounds, 3 customers. 2.5 pounds, once again, is 0. So that one's not correct. So the only frequency table it could be is A. Students need to show the work here. If they show the work and look at the data in the graph first, they're going to get the right answer. Okay? Because remember, in 4th grade, it's not necessarily about creating the graph. It is about students analyzing the graphs to determine if the information is represented correctly. Okay, so let's look at the last one because this has our stem and leaf on it. All right, the stem and leaf plot, basically what it does is it takes information. Let's go ahead and do this first. it takes information. So let's say I have, these are scores on a test. Okay, these are my scores. So my stem is going to represent my numbers, because this only goes up to the tens place. It's going to represent my number in the tens place, and my leaf, or my leaves, are going to represent the values in my ones place. Okay, so when I look at it, I want to put in order. So I'm going to go through and put these in numerical order from least to greatest. That's what you've got to do first. 50s, 60s, 70s. I have 71, and I have 73. 80s, I have 84. I have 84. I have 86. I have 86. And I have, oh, I missed one. I have 95. 95. 95. And I missed 69, but now that I did it that way, I could see it. So there's 69. Okay. So the only test score I have in the 50s is 54. So I'm going to put my stem of 5 and my leaf of 4. So that one's taken care of. I have two 60s, 64, 69. So my stem is 6. And then I'm going to do a 4 and a 9 as my leaves, because this represents 64 and 69. I have two 70s, 71 and 73. I have two 80s, or no, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 80s. I have two 84s and two 86. So 84, 84, 86, 86. And I have three 95s, 9, 5, 5, 5. So this is the stem and leaf plot for my data. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different scores. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 scores. Okay, and I know which is on each one. My lowest is 54, my highest is 95. Okay. All right, so when we go back and look at, let's go back and look at this one. This is a test question, and if you see it, wow, it gives you both the dot plot and a stem and leaf plot on this question. So it says the list shows the lengths of 12 strings in inches. Which plot represents the data in the list? Now, since it gives me the stem and leaf plot and the dot plot, I'm going to go ahead and follow my stem and leaf plot strategy, because all the numbers are mixed up here. So I'm going to list them least to greatest. So as I look through, it looks like 17 is the least. So I'm going to go through. Do I have any more 17s? I have a 18 and a 19. Any other teens? No. Okay. So my next one looks like 21. And I have 21, and I can put them on the side if I want to show that they're the same. 21, 21. Any other 21s? Okay. And I have 24. Okay, any other 24s? No. I have 26. And I have another 26. Okay, I have a 27. I have a 29. I have a 30. And I have a 31. And what you want to help kids, students understand, if I turn it this way, this is my dot plot. I would have 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. Correct? So let's look. So it's asking me which plot represents the data in the list. All right? So let's look at the first one. It looks like it's going up by 1, so 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 17 has 1, that's correct. 18 has 1, that's correct. 19 has 1, that's correct. 20 has none. 21 has 2. 22 has none. 23 has none. 24 has 1. 25 has none. 26 has 2. 27 has 1. 28 has none. 29 here should have 1, and it does not, so we're going to get rid of it. All right, it starts at 18, and I know 17 has 1, so that can't be it. All right, so let's look at this. So do I have 17? Yep. 18, 19, yes. Do I have 21, 21, 2 21s? Yes. Do I have a 24? Yes. Do I have 2 26s? Yes. Do I have a 27? Yes. Do I have a 29? Yes. Oh, I only have 31 here, and I need a 30, so that can't be it. So let's go to this one. Do I have a 17, 18, 19? 17, 18, 19. Do I have a 2 21s? Yep. Do I have a 24? Yes. Do I have 2 26s? Yes. Do I have a 27? Yes. 29? Yes. 30? Yes. 31? Yes. So this, J, is my answer. All right, so as I said, the important thing about data for 4th grade is having them analyze the data to answer the questions. Show them the strategies, make them use the strategies, because then they can answer any question about frequency tables, dot plots, or stem and leaf plots that they get asked.